So we want to get back to the developing situation on the East Freeway that is just coming to an end. A slow speed police pursuit that shut down the freeway is finally now over.
This is just past Sheldon. The driver is out and getting treatment. ABC 13 Giovanni Ligi is out there at the scene giving us the very latest.
Well, really a few chaotic hours here this afternoon in the Channelview area. Drivers or deputies say that semi-truck, this 18-wheeler, it all started when they started to receive calls that he was stopped in the middle of the highway, in the middle of traffic. They pursued him, went on a brief chase that lasted about 3 miles at a very low rate of speed, and eventually ended up here in this area on Interstate 10, essentially gridlocking traffic on Interstate 10 in both directions for several hours. They had to shut down the highway. So deputies took hours trying to end this peacefully. They used a variety of tactics, eventually sending in a police dog, a police canine, throwing tear gas and breaking out those windows in the passenger side of this 18-wheeler. You know, we spoke with Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. He says that, you know, this 18-wheeler essentially could have been used as a weapon. They didn't know what the mental state of the driver was. They didn't know what he had inside of the truck. So it was a lot of uncertainty, and they had to do everything they could to end this as peaceful as possible.
Just before 4 p.m., our SWAT team members had to physically go into the driver's compartment of the truck and physically pull him out. They tried numerous things, deploying gas, deploying less lethal, verbal commands, gave him every option to come. He remained resistant the entire time, did not answer any commands or anything like that. So at some point, they had to physically position themselves as safely as possible to extract him out. They've extracted him out. Still don't know why he was acting in the erratic manner that he was. It does appear to be some heavy impairment.
Sheriff Ed Gonzalez once again saying that he did seem to be impaired. We saw those images of the driver just sitting there in a stoic manner, hanging onto the wheel, revving the engine, the tires turning, but the truck not going anywhere. Deputies set up a perimeter in all areas, and once again, this is a very busy area. It's 2 days after Christmas. People are coming home from you know, wherever they were. It's rush hour. The interstate is still closed, headed eastbound. It's now open westbound, but regardless, a lot of traffic implications here and a lot of questions as to what was this driver doing and why did he not comply with deputies. So we're still asking those questions, and we'll update you as soon as we get those answers.
All right, Giovanni Ligi, thank you so much. Right now, we want to go up to Don Armstrong, who is in Sky Eye. Don was over this scene following this chase as it was happening, and he can describe for us once again how it all started.
Well, it started over there at the Beltway here on I-10, the Baytown East Freeway. In the eastbound lanes, a very slow moving, like 5 miles an hour. And when we joined up with this chase, it was very slow moving, and the 18-wheeler, the subject of all of this, was over on the shoulder where you see it now. They're just now cleaning up the aftermath of pulling that driver out of the cab and getting him in an ambulance. The ambulance has left. He's on his way to the hospital with the sheriff's deputy accompaniment, and as you can tell, it won't be long now before they get the 18-wheeler out of here. They have disconnected the actual tractor. They've got another tractor standing by that they are going to slide right underneath the front of this thing, and that will be the beginning of reopening the freeway. They finally cleaned up the mess. Sheriff's deputy still here, but it is an absolute nightmare, as you can imagine, all the way from Sheldon, all the way back in past the Beltway where traffic is at a standstill. Now, since this has happened, we've had another accident in the backup heading westbound, coming from the Baytown area, heading into Houston. There it is, a camper, an 18-wheeler, but it looks as though that it's a truck and an SUV, and an accident in the middle lane, so only 2 lanes getting by there, making the backup heading into Houston from the Baytown area on I-10 even worse. Reporting live from Sky Eye, Don Armstrong, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right, as Don just alluded to, this has caused a pretty major backup on the East Freeway, so let's check in with Elisa on the latest there.
And that's why we continue to update this as it develops, because things do change moment to moment, giving you that closer look at all of that red on the map, the purple there in the center near Channel View, showing the complete shutdown in 2 areas. Now, as we mentioned, those westbound lanes starting to move, but now a wreck holding everything up. The cleanup still underway. These are the outbound lanes at the belt. As Don mentioned, this is what you are experiencing as you're trying to get out of the Houston area toward Baytown. So be aware of that. Your drive still taking you quite a long time in both directions between the Baytown area and downtown Houston. You'll want to continue to monitor your route as you head out.